The ranch itself is full of interesting buildings, lots and lots of interesting history. This was the entrepreneurial center of southern Arizona. The Santa Cruz Valley is what actually made southern Arizona. It was the area where they were doing all kinds of ranching and mining and timber and all of those things that go along with it. And it's why people moved to southern Arizona. The folks that developed this, Levi Manning was the mayor of Tucson for a while. He developed the Tucson Water Company. They did many things to actually help benefit Tucson. There were stage stops down here. The Tar Box Hotel was down here. This part of the world, it's why we're here. One of the most interesting things about the site is that all of the buildings are actually made out of adobe. This is natural adobe. It's uncured adobe. There's no cement mixed. It's not baked. It's just mud and water and cactus juice. That's really all it is. Adobe is a very interesting building material. Actually, there are more homes built out of dirt in the world than anything else, and adobe is one of those dirts that we use to build homes. The interesting thing about it is that it has a very short maintenance cycle. So every 12 to 18 months, there's some part of this property that we're actually redoing the adobe on.
My dad originally came here in the 1940s during the war. Then later on in 1952, he brought the family over from Mexico. He worked on the ranch himself for 25 years. I was on the ranch during my childhood up to 1965.
That's where I got started in life, and wherever you start in life, you always remember very fondly, and you always remember it with rose-colored glasses. It was a beautiful experience. We lived in where the families lived, and the single men lived in the bunkhouse. A lot of activity, and it was communal. I mean, everybody knew each other. We're still good friends with the Castillo family, still good friends with Joaquin Murrieta, whose dad worked there as well, and other families that were there.
This is an important part of their history in the Santa Cruz Valley. They were made major contributions to the success of this ranch. Without them, obviously, a lot of what took place here would not have happened. So we like to celebrate the Hispanic and Mexican families that actually lived and worked here and made this ranch what it is.
I used to help my dad work on these retaque corrals back in the 50s and 60s. I helped. He did all the work, but it gave me a sense of what labor is all about and responsibility is. I think this one we're just gonna have to. And so I decided to come back and call it a labor of love.
Interesting times. Now these walls are all adobe. They're 18 inches thick. Does everybody know what adobe is?
We saw it online, Canoa Ranch, historic ranch, and didn't know anything about it. So we signed up, came down, and it's an excellent tour, really, very informative tour.
And we were really surprised how big it was. And, you know, the cattle, the 80,000, and kind of some of the kitchen area and I'm a kitchen person, so I look at that, oh, they're gonna make dinner for how many people here?
It's a historic ranch iconic. It used to be huge. It's down to about 5,000 acres that when I was on the county we were able to save. I bought it from the developer. He was going to put homes on there. And then the effort has been ongoing to restore the buildings and to have a glimpse of what a working ranch in southern Arizona used to be like.
It's a voyage of discovery. We're always finding something new, and fortunately we have some great staff people here with Pima County.
So if you have questions, just shout them out.
If you're interested in the history of the Santa Cruz Valley and of southern Arizona, this is a great place to come see what actually happened.